Hey everyone, and welcome to our Eco Club Explainer. I'm your resident environmental scientist, and today we're going to jump right into a really fascinating story. It's the story of Bhumi and Surya visiting their grandmother, Aji, in her village near the Western Ghats. Through Aji's village wisdom, we are going to explore the absolute wonders of our natural world. We're not just looking at nature as a pretty backdrop today, we're going to see it as a brilliant, complex system that literally keeps us all alive. Okay, let's take a quick look at our chalkboard lesson plan for today. We've got 6 key areas. 1. Air and wind. 2. Precious water. 3. Sun, forests, and soil. 4. Minerals and fuels. 5. The resource showdown. And 6. Your daily eco-action plan.
So diving right into Section 1, Air and Wind Energy.
We use our most urgent treasure every single second without even realizing it. Let's actually do a quick guided breathing exercise together right now, just like Aji does with Bhumi and Surya. Sit up straight, take a deep breath in, and breathe out slowly. Okay, now take a deeper breath in, and this time hold it. I want you to hold your breath for as long as you possibly can. Notice how quickly your body starts to panic. Notice how uncomfortable you feel. This brilliantly illustrates our constant nonstop need for oxygen to survive. I mean, you can go days without food or water, but only minutes without air.
Now, air isn't just for breathing, right? It's also a massive force of energy when it moves. Moving air is what we call wind. And you can actually capture that moving wind energy by building a simple paper firki, or pinwheel. It's super easy. Just cut a square piece of paper, fold the corners, pin it to a soft stick, and blow on it to watch it spin. What you are doing here on a tiny scale is demonstrating the exact same wind energy concepts used by giant windmill farms in places like Rajasthan and Tamil Nadu to generate electricity for thousands of homes.
Moving right along to Section 2, Water, the Precious Drop. Think about Bhumi and Surya helping Aji water the plants. She had one very strict rule: do not waste a single drop. And here's why. From the moment you wake up to brush your teeth, to drinking, cooking, bathing, washing clothes, and gardening, you rely heavily on fresh water. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. While Earth is covered in water, most of it is salty ocean water. The usable fresh water for all these daily routines, the stuff found in rivers, lakes, and underground, is actually a very, very tiny fraction of Earth's total water.
Because fresh water is so incredibly limited, I want to challenge you. As an Eco Club student, start a week-long journal, or maybe even build a classroom audit form with your friends to track water use for 1 week. Pay close attention to the tap while you brush your teeth, or track how long your showers are. Your goal is to identify one specific way you can personally save water every single day.
You know, for thousands of years, people have understood exactly how precious water is. In dry regions like Rajasthan and Gujarat, ancient communities built incredible traditional water harvesting step wells known as bawadi or vav. These weren't just simple wells, they were highly complex systems perfectly designed to capture rainwater and groundwater seepage. I highly encourage you to research these and see if you can find and document similar traditional water-saving techniques hidden right in your own locality.
All right, looking up and looking down, we hit Section 3, Sun, Forests, and Soil.
Okay, crazy thought experiment for you. What would be the actual impact on your daily life if sunlight disappeared for just 1 week? It's not just that it would be super dark. Without the sun, plants couldn't produce food, which means the entire food chain would completely collapse. On top of that, solar panels couldn't convert sunlight into electricity, meaning a ton of your everyday home appliances would simply stop working. The sun is literally the ultimate battery for our entire planet.
As an environmental scientist, I am absolutely obsessed with how nature is just this giant, perfect recycling system. Think about it. Leaves grow using sunlight, they fall from trees to the damp ground, earthworms and tiny organisms break them down to decay, those nutrients enrich the soil, and boom, that exact same soil is used by new plants to grow. Absolutely nothing is wasted.
And protecting this recycling system is absolutely crucial. Back in the 1970s, during the famous Chipko movement in Uttarakhand, local women physically embraced, they literally hugged trees to protect the forests from being cut down. They risked their own safety just to preserve their ecosystem. Now that is true environmental dedication.
Now we're digging deep into the earth for Section 4, Minerals and Fossil Fuels.
You might think rocks and minerals are just, boring stones. But think about your everyday household items. Something as simple as your mobile phone actually requires about a dozen different minerals, including gold, silver, copper, and cobalt, extracted directly from the earth. The very buildings you sit in are made of extracted granite, sandstone, and marble. Our modern lives are entirely built out of the rocks beneath us. So let's put these resources side by side. On one hand, we've got the water cycle, which is rapidly and continuously replenished by the sun's energy. But on the other hand, we have fossil fuels like coal, petroleum, and natural gas. These were formed from buried microorganisms in plants, and they take millions and millions of years to form. When we use them up, they are gone for good in our lifetimes. There's no bouncing back from that. To really wrap your head around how much we rely on these slow-forming fuels, try the survey activity right after class. Stand safely near a busy road in your neighborhood and identify the types of vehicles passing by: scooters, cars, buses. Then figure out the types of fuel they use, whether it's petrol, diesel, or CNG. You'll quickly see just how heavily our everyday transportation relies entirely on these very limited fossil fuels.
It is time for Section 5, the Big Resource Showdown.
Grab your devices because I want you to literally take a screenshot of this summary table right now. This is your quick revision guide. It clearly compares renewable resources like air, water, and forests, which replenish over a reasonable time, against non-renewable resources like coal, petroleum, and minerals, which take millions of years to form and are severely limited in availability. Got your screenshot? Perfect. All right, time for a quick trivia quiz to test you on this exact definition. Remember, renewable resources are those that get renewed, replenished, or restored by natural processes within a reasonable period of time. So, with that definition in your head, can you confidently separate the renewable treasures from the non-renewable ones? Let's find out. Let's unscramble these natural resources together and shout out their categories. First up, OCRK is rock, and that is non-renewable. REFOST is forest, that's renewable. NDI is wind, renewable again. And finally, ATWRE is water, also renewable. Great job keeping those straight.
Finally, we reach Section 6, your daily eco-action plan.
Because learning is great, but action is way better. Here is your checklist. First, organize an audit of your home electricity usage, turn off lights and fans when you leave a room, and bring that audit form into your classroom to do the exact same thing at school. Second, check for and fix any water leakages. Third, try to walk, cycle, or use public transport to save those precious fossil fuels. And fourth, step up as your school's Eco Club monitor and put together a step-by-step plan to organize a Van Mahotsav, a tree planting drive in your community to increase that green cover.
For your final homework assignment, I highly encourage you to conduct a mock interview with a local elder, maybe your own Aji or Tata, or even a local environmentalist. Dig into their traditional conservation habits, ask them how things used to be, and gather their ideas for reducing air pollution right in your own neighborhood. You'll be absolutely amazed at the wisdom living right next door to you.
We're wrapping up today's explainer with a pretty powerful thought from Mahatma Gandhi. Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's need, but not for every man's greed. I'm leaving you with one final, provocative question to chew on. Will you choose to sustainably satisfy your daily needs, or will you risk the future of our entire planet to feed human greed? Think about it, Eco Club. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.